Oh, can't say that word. I'm going to show you the equipment that I use most in 2023 in this studio. I'm going to wheel it in, show you what it is, why it was used so much, and sort of hope you make some good financial decisions. So let's begin with the most used. Now, it's not this specific one because this is a mini one. This was just closest. But this is the humble C-stand, Sentry stand with a boom arm. We put grip on it, we put lights on it. I even put my little stand to have my iPad on it. These are brilliant. Backgrounds, foregrounds, gobos, you know, clipping someone's dress on there. These are great bits of versatile kit. I own about 20 of these. I've only got 2 of the mini ones. I'm gonna get more mini ones because they're very useful. I didn't realize how useful they were until I got a couple of them. These ones are Pixar Pro ones. My other ones are newer ones. The good brands are sort of like the Avenger stands or whatever they're called. They're much better, but we don't have high volume in here, so these cope with the stress of it. If I was a daily shooter, yeah, we'd buy better C-stands. But I mean, I've had these for 10 years. They do a good job. They're a good price. They're happy. They enjoy life. Let's get rid of this. Next up is this wonderful bit of kit. This here is my salon stand. This is a tripod, but mono. It's not a monopod, it's a salon stand. It's just called a salon stand. Let's just say what it is. It's a salon stand. It lets you go all the way up, all the way down. It's got a brake on it, it's very robust. It can hold my big camera. Let's get that in shot. There we go. Hold my big camera on here. This is my Cambo. This was not the most used camera last year because I didn't have it all of last year, but still a good bit of kit. And, you know, very, very useful piece of equipment. It gets used on every shoot. Every shoot I do, still life or portrait, this stand, if it's in here, it's being used. And if not, we rent one. There's a guy called Cambo Stan on Instagram. That's who you rent them from. He will turn up in his big van with his big stands and you're good to go. Let's get rid of this. Now, alongside always using the stand, we always use a tether cable. Regardless of the camera system we're using, whether it was the 5DS, which was the most used camera last year, the Phase 1, which was the second most used camera, we plug in one of these. The industry standard in the UK right now is Area 51. For years it was Tether Tools, but they just let the quality slip, to be honest. They're not as good as they were. This is an Area 51 cable that I purchased. It's pretty good. I've got some other cables from other brands on the way to test. There'll be a video on that when they arrive, but this is on every shoot, as well as the dummy battery. Now, this is for my new camera, the Fuji GFX, but we use them as well on the Canons. I'm using it on my, what's this called? Blackmagic, my video camera. It's used on this as well. It means we can attach this to a V-mount or to a Sony battery, whatever it may be, to power the camera all day long. And it's such a useful thing in still life because we're often doing sort of like composites where we stitch them together in post or focus stacking, and we can't let the camera move. And sometimes on a bellows system, the camera's a bit rickety at the back, and if you open the battery door, you might just slightly knock the camera. So by having a power source that will run all day long, you don't have to worry about that. Same with these videos. If my battery dies, I'll probably lose the recording. But I've got a car battery size thing powering this whole rig. It's going to run for days. So at the end of each day, we plug it into charge and it keeps us going. I know there's a better way to do that with batteries, let them go fully flat, but I'd rather have a slightly broken battery in 5 years' time than lose a clip and have to do the whole video again, because these are one takes. I don't like doing them twice. Okay, the last 4 items. This one here, every single job, the super clamp. I now own 30 super clamps, which might seem excessive, but for building sets or building walls, these hold everything up. We've got things that go onto the table and it'll be holding something up. It's holding my V-mount battery onto this. Over there, it's holding a monitor. Some of my studio wall is held up by it because I built it myself, and these they do a good job. But these are great. Super clamps, Manfrotto ones are the best bang for buck. I bought cheaper, they don't work, they break, they snap, the threads just shear off. I bought more expensive, and they're not any better. Manfrotto, yellow tapes, I know the mines, we turn up and we lose everything. Good bit of kit. Now, because of the lighting I do, often we need to bounce a bit into lighting from the back. So a mirror like this, there we go, get that nice light going. This is really useful. We use these on everything. These are just cheap mirrors. There's nothing fancy about them. There's nothing special about them. It's just a mirror. Go to Poundland, grab a load of these. Obviously don't leave all the dust on them. That's grim. But these are great. Now, I think I use this every day in the studio, regardless of shooting, but it's my rigger. It's called a rigger? They used to be called riggers. I don't know what they're called anymore. It's a dirty rigger. There we go, it's a dirty rigger. You get this, you attach it to your assistant, and they're like a portable tape dispenser. And these are the tapes used. These are called Pro Gaff USA. These are really good. This one is not Pro Gaff, don't put it on the floor, it will wreck it. But these Pro Gaff tapes, brilliant. Every shoot, we tape every single head so we know which head's doing which. When we look at the pack, it will say this on this bit, and then the head will be taped the same color. So we color code everything. All of my kit has yellow tape on it. So when we've got rental house kit, my kit, or whatever it is, other people's kit, there's no ambiguity. There's no, oh, I think that might be mine. It's like, it's got yellow tape on it, give it back. That's how it goes. And the last thing I want to share with you, the last thing is my most used modifier of the year. Let me get it out. Here it is. It's not the light, it's the modifier, or lack thereof. The majority of my work this year, we didn't use a modifier. That is not great advertising for modifier companies, but we shot everything, not everything, but a lot of our work shot bare bulb. The second most used modifier was a reflector, standard, but most of my jobs, we shot it bare bulb. I like the look, it's a good look, looks great. But bare bulb was the go-to modifier, most used lens, 90mm. You know, 90mm, no modifier. It's not too expensive of a setup really when you think about it. You've got all this kit, and I'm using one light, no modifier, and a 90mm lens. So there we go. But that's what I use. What did you use this year? What was your most used kit? And what was your favorite bit to use? See you soon. Bye-bye.